So, blessings and welcome everybody to the Real Things podcast. If you're new here, firstly, welcome to the channel. Please be sure to leave a like on this video, also comment, and don't forget before you leave, subscribe kindly. And also to my returning subscribers, thank you very much for coming back to this channel. You know how we do what we do. My love for you is from end to end. You understand, from the ground up. More love, more power, more love. All right, my people. So today, without any further ado, I want to step into today's episode of the podcast. Welcome once again, and let us dive in. So, guys, with the ongoing saga in Nyabohanse, we have seen how Marwa's farmer maintenance guys, such as Mogesi and Gintu, including Ernesto, we see how they've been doing Marwa and the likes of Gitriba and the likes of Mayuguno. We see how these guys been playing dirty on the streets of YouTube. Anyway, put the rest of them aside. Today we want to highlight Gintu's plot to finish Mayuguno once and for all. So earlier I saw a video with Gintu bringing a young man to the camera that we saw on Mayuguno's channel prior to this. I think it was sometime last week. This young man was on Mayuguno's channel saying that he's the bigger brother to Ombasa. Ombasa is the young lady that came to the camera, that Gintu lured to the camera with the hopes of her getting help and getting money to go back to school. We saw her failed. We saw Gintu fail miserably at that, and we saw also what played out. Mayugunu came in defense of his name, now which led us back to that young man, which came and claimed that he is the brother of Obasa. We saw him come out on Mayugunu's channel saying that there is no such thing as Mayuguno being the father of Obasa's baby. Now, if this story couldn't get any more stale, hey, hey, one more time. Gintu had to bring back this story to the public. He had to do a repeat, encore. You understand? Now, he brought this young man, visibly intoxicated young man, to claim that he was paid. He was paid by Mayugunu on a daily basis to keep it quiet because they found out that Mayugunu was in a relation with Obasa. This visibly intoxicated man is also saying, which guys, he happens to be also the brother of Mogesi, because Mogesi confirmed on camera that that guy is the brother of Obasa, the brother of Ernesto, and also the brother of Mogesi. Why, if this couldn't get even the brother of Gitanita, I don't understand these relationships. Are neighbors having kids with their neighbors? It looked like something like that. I don't know. But it is one big mess. A huge mess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not getting into that. That is for them business. Anyway, and in the culture, a man is in the African culture, especially in Kenya, where polygamy is practiced. I guess the man is allowed to have more than one wife. But I don't understand the relationship because Mogesi doesn't seem to live in that same home. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I was explaining to you guys that the guy now, which is coming to claim that he's the older brother, which he did last week on Mayugunu's video. He said that he wants to clear his sister's name, and he's here to clear Mayugunu's name because the sister knows the father of her child, and Mayugunu is definitely not. In this case, like, I said, if the story couldn't get more stale, I don't know what to say, guys. In this case, it's like they're trying to raise the dead. in this case, because the young lady has already chosen her path. She came out, Obasa came out and stated, when I say young ladies, because I'm refraining from calling her name constantly, because this is a very embarrassing situation, but due to lack of morals and practices, good practices, good healthy practices, it caused them to want to come out and reveal things to the public that actually has no place in the public domain. So the young lady came out and stated that she knows who the father of her baby daddy is. We've seen the likes of Sintaki and other people revealing who the baby father is. So I am not really sure what Gintu is trying to do here, other than finish Mayuguno once and for all, because it seems now like he's come to put the nail in the coffin for Mayuguno by bringing the drunken brother of Umbasa to come and claim that Mayuguno paid him, and that Mayuguno also paid their parents to keep quiet. Do not bring it to the internet that he is the father of Obasa's baby. Listen, you guys remember this soap opera, like for us here in the West, you guys remember this soap opera, Days of Our Lives, and them kind of something there, and the reality TV show. It was it Maury? I can't remember. I think it was Maury when people used to come out and say they want to know if they're the baby, the father of the baby, and he would say, "You are not the father." People, listen to me. Drama, drama, drama. But I'm telling you, the behavior of Gintu is basically giving, I want you to be gone. Marwa, Gitriba, everybody in that little circle is being attacked either directly or indirectly by Gintu and his crew. So no, now that he's come out to say that the drunken brother has come out to claim that Mayugono paid him, Mayugono paid his parents, Ginto was not finished there. He kept on digging. Oh, tell us about the time. Basically, this is in his words. Tell us about the time when you, due to uncircumstantial situations. Guys, listen to me. I'm telling you, this guy is crazy and he's hell bent on destruction, tearing down of Marwa's camp. Tell us about the uncircumstantial circumstances where you did not have money, and because you did not have money and you wanted that substance, that thing that you like so much, which is the alcohol. Tell us how he gave the alcohol to you and you sold your sister. How, like at one point the guy was so frustrated, and the guy was asking him, who Kenge? What is the Kenge? I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you calling Kenge? I'm not familiar with the names that you're calling. Talk to me straight. So this was like at one point, Ginto got quiet. It was very embarrassing for him. So he stayed quiet and Mogesi came in. Mogesi came in on the attack. Oh, remember when you were at a Jamong. Jamong in Swahili means the outcast. So they're calling Mayuguno Jamong because he's not from Nyabohanse. And I also, guys, believe at some point that the major reason sometimes behind these attacks is because Mayuguno is being helped by the outsiders. Mayuguno was a street kid. I'm not saying this to condone any kind of behaviors, because I strongly believe that, it's young people they are, and we were all promiscuous. So we would understand at one point in time or the other, they would have crossed paths. Believe me, I sincerely believe they're young, and people make mistakes. So, not saying this to condone and not one bit of Mayugun or anybody's in any parties involved in this whole saga. I'm not saying none of this to condone anybody's behavior, but I'm saying this that they're coming to the cameras to spill beans as per them, to give gist, to talk the reality. Okay, point taken. But what about your sides? What about the ones that that was haunting Mr. Ginn, to the comments that kept haunting his comment section for months, when he came out with this thing first after he left from Marwa, after he was turned away from Marwa. People was going at him in his comment section because he made a comment that he, by the time he was 23, he had already had 3 kids. So what about those things? What about those scenarios? This guy is out here crucifying the young ladies who obviously made a mistake, maybe because out of peer pressure, maybe because, and then another thing, you guys who heard this over and over, Uncle Mo came out and elaborated on the whole situation, that these girls that they Gintu and the likes of Mogesi and them are parading out here as minors. They are not no vulnerables. These young ladies are hardback people that has already taken their paths in life. But just because they realize that coming to the camera can actually bring them some traction, so they're gonna dig up old stories, try to manipulate the brains of outsiders in order to get some kind of assistance one way or the other. So by will or by force, it is quite obvious that these guys are in it to win it, and it doesn't matter what the cost. So in this case, it is Mayugunu who is been nailed to the cross, because obviously he was giving monies. As per them, he was giving monies. I mean, I can remember one time Mayugunu was very upset on camera because there was somebody on the outside. But now I'm putting one and two together. I realized that this is the guy that Mayugunu was saying, oh, I don't understand. This guy is always, even before the sun is up, this guy is always in my home, saying he's hungry, saying that police is at his home, or something. It's like basically what Mayugunu was saying back then. And it was a while ago. Back then, what Mayugunu was basically, saying to his camera was that he's been tormented by this guy, or this guy keeps coming to him saying that he's hungry and he needs money and da 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 da. So look at this. They're coming to the camera to tell things on Mayugunu. Okay, in an event that if this had any truth to it, right, what they're saying about the accusations, the allegations and stuff, what they're alleging, if there was any truth to it, they also would be accomplices. And this is what I don't know. They also, for having this information and withholding it, they also will be accomplices, will be held liable for withholding information if any at all, any one of these God forbids, kids were like vulnerables and they knew of the situation and they held it back when they could have gone. I remember Mogesi said he went and reported an incident. Well, kudos to you if you did that, and in an event that wrong was done to a vulnerable. Kudos to you, Mogesi, for doing that. Yes, and I understand that you guys will say sometimes nothing comes of it because these people will have money or be deemed to be the elephants, meaning that they're the big ones and they can't go up against the elephant. I remember I heard someone of the ladies in I think it was this Patsy, was saying something um about you can't do something to these people because they don't have money. When you don't have money, you don't go up against certain giants. No, this could have been a case. I understand, I do understand, but honestly, I don't know. I was never there. I don't know. And at this point, there are tons and tons of allegations coming out of the mouth of Gintu. And I caught him lying twice, about something which he know. Honestly, I know that he know nothing at all goes up. Nothing at all goes like that. He knows the truth because he already said the truth on another version of one of his videos when he was start giving his story time. And then he only come back when he was start. Let me tell you guys what I'm talking about. You remember a few days ago, he was on a video saying that the guy, do you remember the guy who stole Marwa's pump? And he called his name. Can't remember his name now. He was deleted. It was on a live. They were doing a live and somebody said to them in the live, do not rejoice over death. He was deleted. He was deleted. No, yesterday in one of his videos, he's going to come out now to say that, oh, that David Jr. trying to get in the light, trying to get attention, coming out here to tell lies about the people, the person who stole, the thief is now dead. That's not the person. That's not. I'm listening to him and I'm like, oh, Ginto, you're such a liar. You are so lie. You want to tell your story so bad that you're here twisting it, and it came from your mouth originally. So, when you sit back, if you should sit back and look at these guys, it is quite obvious that they're on a self-destructive path. I even saw him come out to say that, showing a bottle that was laying on the ground, to say that his plants, the vegetables that he had there um was some, like basically what he's alleging, that, in what would you say now, is like, the weed killer, those insecticide things that you spray on the plant, was used on his plants. Now tell me the honest truth. If you have plants and you have weeds that growing up around the plant, for or somebody who is used to farming, I know at some point you're gonna know how to use those things to get rid of the weed the area. So I don't know what he's saying. Somebody, I did a video on this whole thing already, with him coming out to say that his plants were poisoned. Somebody commented, quite a few of you guys commented and said that it is him who did it and he's a bad person and he's desperate. Honestly, I agree with you. The way how he came and injected that small clip, it is quite obvious because there was no emphasis on it. And it's quite obvious that he's trying to plant something on Mayugono, because Mayugono had a video where he was handed a bottle. He was handed a bottle with some thing, fertilizer, by somebody who was going across the bridge, when he went across that rickety bridge, the Jamaican Grammar Bridge, and the guy showed him the bottle. And Mayuguno was saying that he's spraying his trees because the insects are eating the guavas alive. I want to think that Ginto is trying to twist this whole narrative to plant something on Mayuguno. And that, you know, honestly, it's obvious. It's obvious. That name that they call Mayuguno Jamong, it is obvious that he's an outsider in their eyes and he has no place in Nyabohanse. Even Masubo one, he was the one who actually started calling Mayuguno Jamong. So with that, guys, I want to close off on this leg of the podcast. We will come back another time and talk some more on this ever unfolding, unraveling sagas in the streets of Nyabohanse.